Greetings, buongiorno, servus die Wadeln, grüß euch die Ruhm. A very warm welcome to my channel, Boonatix. The channel for all sim racing beginners and aspiring champions out there. I'm happy that you joined my new video and I have something really cool for you, because think back, when was the last time you heard someone say, the force feedback in the game is not so good and I don't feel what's happening. Especially when you're the owner of a G29 from Logitech or something similar from Logitech. Don't get me wrong, they are really good sim racing wheels and pedals for beginners to make it easy for you to get into sim racing, but they have their downsides. They are not so detailed and don't provide such a detailed good feedback and force feedback, and are not so strong. They don't have such strong belt drives and are absolutely not comparable with direct drive wheels. But especially as a PC gamer, there is a way to improve the force feedback of the Logitech wheels, and I'm gonna show you in this awesome video. Disclaimer! This guide is not from me. Basically, the whole instructions are from someone else. I'm linking everything in the video, and it's just for PC gamers. So unfortunately not for you guys on consoles out there, which I welcome to Assetto Corsa Competizione and Simracing. I hope you enjoy it. Now, the first thing you want to do before you get into this, because it involves changing the configs of Assetto Corsa Competizione, you head into your Assetto Corsa Competizione folder, which you find in your documents, head into the config folder, and there you have the controls JSON file, and just copy that and save that, because it contains all the force feedback and wheel settings that you just have in the game, just to make sure, because we are messing with this and you don't want to lose your settings. So just copy it somewhere else. And what you then do is you click on the link that I provide in the description, and then you get to the force feedback LOT settings, which is a really great guide provided from Dagzede on Steam. Greetings to you and thank you very much. I hope you don't mind that I'm explaining this in a video. It's a bit easier. And the first thing you're going to do is you click here to download the LOT files from Rasmus P on Race Department. Also, thanks to you for providing these custom LOT files for improving the force feedback. And then you just download the package here. Just ignore basically all the blah 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 there because we are making it easier for you. And once you download it, you unpack it, and then it looks something like that. So you see its settings for G25, G27, G29. And what I recommend you to use is this one. No clip, but stronger, recommended. And once you go in there, you have 3 files. You can ignore the important notes. What we want is the FF post process and the second file. So we mark both of them. We head back into our documents folder for Assetto Corsa Competizione, into the configs, and we paste it in here. And after this, what you want to do is you need to adapt the in-game settings, which is why we copied for safety measures the controls JSON file, because what this does is it enables a custom force feedback post process with an LOT file that was created by someone who did a lot of, trying out, testing to find the best force feedback settings. But this also needs small adjustments in the game file. So for this, we open up the controls config with the notepad, and we go down all nearly to the bottom until you get here. It's right above the gamepad settings, which we of course ignore. It's this section, and this has all your settings that you did in-game in the settings for the controls. Now you might notice some fancy numbers here, like force feedback gain could say something like 0.699955144, but actually in-game you said 0.7. What you can do is you just correct it here to 0.7. But what we want to do is to make the best and most out of the custom LOT file for your force feedback. Follow the description of the Steam guide. and it's down here. So he tells you what to do. You need to set the min damper and the damper gain to 0, which you find here. Min damper and damper gain to 0. So like this. And the next thing is you want to adjust force feedback gain to 0.5, steer lock to 900 according to the Logitech wheel, dynamic dampening to 1, road effects 0.2, and minimum force feedback to 0. You can again see this in a screenshot that he's providing here. So you just need to adjust these values, 0.5, 1, 1, road effects 0.2. Now important, it's 0.2, not comma or Beistrich like we say in German. It's a point. Then we have 0, 0, Antani gain 0, minimum force feedback 0, brake gamma always 1 recommended to do, and combined pedals 0. And that's it. Then you just save the file, and what you can do now, you go into the game. If you haven't set your Logitech profiler, it's important, for example, for the G27 to set the spring to 0% and the dampener to 0%, which is like I think in the old gaming software. And for the G29, it should always be set to steering wheel sensitivity 50%, operating rate of course 900 degrees, and you know, untick this checkbox for the center spring. And allow, of course, the game to adjust the force settings. But this is for the old gaming software. If you have already the new Logitech gaming software, there's actually no need to do anything in there. And yeah, that's it. Then you just head into the game, and what you will notice is a lot of change from the steering wheel. The benefit is that you feel more. For example, I used the G29 for like 3 or 4 months and I wasn't really happy, and then I got the custom LOT file, and what it does is, especially when you're just going into a straight line, you already have some feeling for what the car is doing. There's more going on. The steering feel doesn't feel like, you know, sloppy or easy or lightweight or anything. And in addition to that, you can feel it much better when you're starting to lose the car or over braking or understeering, oversteering. So I can only really recommend that you give this custom LOT file a try and see it for yourself, especially if you're using a G29. It will really help you improve your feeling in Assetto Corsa Competizione for your car. Now, I hope this was helpful and interesting for you. If so, I would really appreciate it if you leave a thumbs up and share the video. Check out my channel for other instructional videos and, for example, my real beginner guide for Assetto Corsa Competizione. And maybe I see you next time on my upcoming live streams. Enjoy, take good care, stay safe. Bye. I can imagine that was pretty